Many mysteries are waiting for us to find out the truth. The following 4 mysteries are famous and well known, but there is no sign that we can find the true answer to them. Hello, you are listening to Amazing. If you like our work, please press like, share, and subscribe to encourage us. Here are 4 mysteries from the pages of human history that we may never be able to find a true conclusion to. Who is Jack the Ripper? The world's most famous serial killed at least 5 victims in London in 1888, including a letter claiming to have been called by the killer to mock police for not being able to catch him before he disappeared without incident, and no one saw him again. These heroic acts made Jack the Ripper's name famous and remembered to this day, even though the case had been closed since 1892. Efforts are being made to find out the true identity of the culprit, with many people being suspected, including people with a history of mental illness, criminals, princes, and famous people, or even casting doubt on someone as unlikely as Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, author of Sherlock Holmes. Even though many names have come up, to this day, we still cannot conclude who the real murderer is. Does Atlantis really exist? One of the most famous names of ancient cities is a city whose existence is unknown. Atlantis is the name that Plato claims it was an island that outgrew any civilization in the world. Before prosperity fascinated by the defilements and being punished, they believe it was punished by their god. This caused the entire island to disappear into the sea. Although most scholars believe that Atlantis was composed to instill moral ideas, other scholars have noted that Atlantis may have been an ancient civilization that actually existed from events that had happened before in the pages of Greek history. One of the most likely options is the Minoan civilization, which suffered major damage after the eruption of Mount Terra, or the unconventional theory that Atlantis was in the Sahara Desert. However, the various evidence does not agree with the story of Atlantis, so it is still not possible to conclude whether this legendary island really exists or not. Does King Arthur really exist? The story of King Arthur has been told countless times over the past 1,000 years. The legend of King Arthur includes famous characters such as Camelot, the Knights of the Round Table, Merlin, and the Sword of Excalibur. Even so, if King Arthur actually existed, it doesn't mean that history would be any less magical. The earliest evidence comes from the 9th century, of a leader who fought against the Saxons in several battles, but the authenticity of this legend is debated. This makes it seem unlikely that scholars will know for sure whether this man actually existed or was just a fictional character. Does the Hanging Gardens of Babylon really exist? The Hanging Gardens of Babylon is considered one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world that King Nebuchadnezzar II created for his wife, Queen Amethyst, in ancient Babylon, or present-day Iraq. It is not clear when these gardens were built. It is believed that it was built around 600 BC. Some ancient writers were so impressed by this part that they even called it the wonders of the world. Philo of Byzantium recorded in about 250 BC that the Hanging Gardens had plants grown high above the ground and roots embedded in the upper terraces rather than in the ground. Until now, archaeologists searching for evidence in Babylon have not found any remains or traces of the garden that meet this description. It raises the question of how true the information about the Hanging Gardens of Babylon is, since it was actually in Babylon, or even if this Hanging Gardens really existed or not. As long as we haven't found any tangible evidence here, it will continue to be a mystery. What do you think about these mysteries? You can comment below this video. If you want to support our channel to encourage us to continue making videos, you can click like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching Amazing's video.